Hi, I'm Sarah from the upcoming. Such a pleasure to have you here with us in beautiful Cannes. Maybe you could begin with a brief introduction to Belle from Gaza. In your own words, tell us a bit about what people can expect when they watch the documentary.
So I did this film, the Belle de Gaza, and I don't know exactly what the audience expects. I know what what I would love to happen, and I know what is touching me when it does happen. I think there's most of the people see things a bit differently when they go out of the movie. I think that those trans women that I'm filming, have such an intelligence and beauty that suddenly you are so close to them. You are nearly on their skin in a certain way. And you can feel, when I was a kid, I had only one dream. My dream was to feel how the people were feeling. Just for 1 minute. I just wanted to know how it was in their body. And I think I'm filming a bit like that. I try to have a sense of how it is for the people I film, and I try to make them beautiful. I'm filming the night. Night is very important for me because the night in documentaries are beautiful, much more beautiful most of the time than in features, because in documentaries we have to take the risk of the night. We are borderline on the night. So the nights are really night. I like to find the light in the night because there's a difference between darkness and night. And I try not to fall into the darkness.
And I understand it's formed something of a night trilogy in this particular area with Would You Have Sex with an Arab and M. So what initially sparked your interest kind of in this place, these subjects, and how does this film fit in with those two previous ones?
Those movies, they came with life. The first one, Would You Have Sex with an Arab, which at the time was quite provocative by the title. Everybody wanted to show it, and it was in the cinemas, but they all tried to push me to change the title, and I did not want to change the title because it is the title. It is a question that I was asking to the people, and I did that because suddenly I could feel there was a dissymmetry between the desire of the Israeli Jews for the Arabs living in Israel, and the desire that the Arabs would have for the Israeli Palestinian for the Israeli Jews. And in a certain way, it became the movie at the time of the appearance of the Palestinian Israeli. When I used to say that one Israeli out of 5 was an Arab, people thought I was a liar, but it is the truth. And they are the Palestinians that stayed in Israel. So, and it was really strong because first I was filming the night. I was everybody answered me, and today this movie is shown by a lot of Arab people because it suddenly, it is the place where there was a meeting, and the meeting was desire, and desire is not anything. Desire is very political. Okay, then there was somebody that I was interested in because he was speaking Yiddish and he was 20. I could not understand how it was possible. I love very much this language. It was the language of my grandma. And I don't like nostalgia, so I can only do something out of Yiddish in the present, like movies. And and suddenly I saw that this guy had been raped when he was a kid in the ultra Orthodox community, and he was very much attracted, and I went with him to his community, and and it was crazy because everybody let us film, and there were so many kids coming to us who had the same story. I had the impression that I had a flute, and the kids were following us. Menachem, who was the main character, was very fond of a trans woman. So I organized a scene with Talina Buana, who is now in the in La Belle de Gaza, and I asked her to question Menachem on his sexuality. And then one day I'm with him in a car, filming him, and I see a beautiful trans woman by the window. So I say, Menachem, look how beautiful she is. And he runs away from the car, and he comes back 2 minutes later, and he's saying, my parents don't love me, my children don't love me, and the trans women don't love me. So I wanted to film a trans woman running away. So I go to the street, which became one of the main sets of La Belle de Gaza, and I filmed 3 young Palestinian trans women sitting there. And I asked them if it's okay for them to run, and they say yes. And I filmed them a bit. And the man with whom I'm living is Lebanese, and he speaks with them in Arabic. And when we come back to Paris, he tells me, you know that one of them came by foot from Gaza? And I think, how can it be possible? And because I'm obsessed by borders, I'm obsessed also by enemies, because I think that enemies are a sort of couple. So I thought this woman has everything in her body. I really want to meet her and to be with her. And so we began to search La Belle de Gaza. So La Belle de Gaza became one spine of the movie, and there was this second spine who was Talina Buana, because she is so successful. So she's a sort of dream for a lot of young people in the Middle East, because her family came back to her because of a lot of things. Suddenly, to show it was possible to be in acceptance. So that's how. It's a long archaeology.
And what's so striking about the film is just sort of how intimate it feels, the audience, it's like you're sat right there with the subjects, just as you were. So what was your approach, I guess, in finding that space of trust? And it does feel almost like perhaps there was a symbiotic relationship happening there, where you were sort of wanting to capture their stories, but almost by you putting the camera there, you were part of their story, and someone witnessing their journey, and, their self-actualization was happening almost in front of the camera.
Exactly. Because filming, when you make those type of film, you understand that the people that you're filming are a mystery for you, but you're a mystery also for them. And so we create a third territory. It's not totally there. It's not totally mine. It's a third that we create together. And I love this dance. For me, filming is really like a love gesture. It's like a dance, and it's sacred. And I feel that this intimacy comes from this feeling of, being sacred. I feel that even if they are surprised by the result, for example, for the first time they saw the movie, the complete movie, and for me it was so beautiful to sit next to them while they were looking at it, because they were screaming, they were laughing, they were crying, they were something like, and but already I think during the shooting they could feel that I was filming them with dignity, with love and dignity, and I was making them as beautiful as they are. And in the past time, trans women, they were like goddess. I wanted them to appear in the movie like that too.
And of course, you filmed it before the events of October 7th. So, but even the political backdrop is so infused, into the film, and these women's stories, are kind of representation or a microcosm of the situation. So how do you think the film sort of sheds light on what's happening there, and how has it been put into a new context since what's happened since?
So what happened, because when I did the movie, Gaza was like the unthinkable already. It was the black hole, and you can see in the movie that they never want to speak about it. Each time we speak of Gaza, it's really they become mute. But now Gaza became the center of the world, and so so that changed completely the scenery. But when all that happened, the massacre of the 7th of October and all the massacre after of the Gazawi people in Gaza by the Israeli army, the I thought we should not show the movie now. We should keep the movie until. And then the people who were part of the projection, because I always do nearly public projection during the editing with my friends filmmakers, and just to see what people understand, don't understand. Some of them told me, but no, it's and some quite radical people told me it's the contrary. You should show it now. It's even more relevant now than it was before. And they told me after seeing it. So I said, okay, let's make one projection and we'll see. We'll decide. And the emotion was so big, and so we decided, okay, we'll show it. And but I cannot. You see, for example, it was really a good news that the movie was here in Cannes, was selected. We knew it very quickly, and could never rejoice, because there's always this big frame, this big context in which we are living now. And I only can say that's a movie I did. I cannot say nothing else. That's a movie I did, and I did not change it after 7th of October. I did not want to change it. I did not want to change the title. A lot of people tried to push me to change the title. I did not want to change the title. It was a title. If I was told that a woman would have come from Damascus, I would not have done this movie. It's really because I heard it was from Gaza, and for me it was the most far away place from Tel Aviv.
And I'm almost out of time, but just very quickly, one of the things that also really stood out to me is, although these women are talking about their fears and the constant risk and threat that surrounds them, there's also this incredible sense of joys, and when they're talking about their desires and hope. So I guess in the way that, when you're looking at the night and, the lights shine even brighter, do you feel that there's a sense of hope coming from the film despite everything that's going on around it?
I think it's very important. I never wanted in my life to film people who are sort of victims as victims, because I think it's very brutal because everybody's more than one, everybody has more levels, and those women are so courageous, so intelligent, so beautiful. That's what struck me much more than all the rest. I would give them the keys of the kingdom,
Well, thank you so much for sharing all that with me. That was really wonderful, and congratulations on the film. I really enjoyed presenting it here in Cannes. Thanks so much.
Thank you.